Let's talk about why the New Age teachings on manifestation, affirmations, love and light does not apply to Black women. Yeah, let's get into it. This is going to be a very interesting episode. Now, I want you to stick with me because I'm going to bring up certain points that off top, they may not sound relevant, but just stick with me because we're going to integrate them and bring them together so you understand exactly what I'm talking about. Now, with current, modern day, new age, whatever you want to call it, about manifestation and affirmations, you always hear one of the main tenets of those messages is how you have to have good vibes. You have to have high vibes only, high frequency only. You have to have or be in a good headspace. You have to be in your love expression. You have to be of the light. Those messages. I'm not saying that they're right. I'm not saying that they're wrong. They are accurate to a certain point. But again, those don't apply. Those tenets don't apply to Black women. As the original woman, you carry the original word. I'm going to say that one more time. As the original woman, you carry the original word. You carry the original logos. When the original woman was celebrated, when your ancient African Black mothers were celebrated, she was sought out for her wisdom, for her prophetic words. She was a seer. She prophesied. She gave guidance. She was revered. And I'm going to say this here. This is not what this video is about. It's for another video. But those prophecies, her oracles, those have been stolen, perverted, made to be of a male essence, which is part of the reason why we have the religions that we see today. The main culprit of that being the Catholic Church. So I'm going to leave that there just for this moment, okay? Now, I said this, ancient civilizations sought out the original woman for her wisdom on how to handle societal issues, civilization issues, tribal conflicts, all the aspects of society that we see today. So, of course, centuries ago, things look different, obviously. But to bring resolution, your ancient Black mothers were sought after. Because when people were intelligent back then, they knew that she carried a certain connection with the cosmos that could not be denied. Okay? So, while today's teachings for manifestations and affirmations can be added as a tool, it can be an accessory. Like this ring I have on my finger. If you're listening to the podcast, obviously you can't see it. But it is only surface level for Black women because of our DNA, because of our history all over the world. Now, Why are they surface level? Let's go into that. Why are these teachings, these modern day teachings about, love and light and affirmations and manifestations, why are they only surface level for Black women? Because the teachings, the messages are not specific to our history as the original woman. As the original woman, our word was the origin. Our word was the starting point and the ending point. Our word was the beginning and the end. Our word was brought harmony and brought resolution. Our word brought balance. When people didn't know what to say, specifically the Sybil prophetesses provided the oracles because they were the oracle. So let's go back to the modern day teachings. So these teachings on manifestation and affirmations, they are based in, let's get to this, they are based in love and light only, like I mentioned earlier. Only, okay, ignoring the opposite of love and light, which is indifference and darkness. Okay, what does indifference refer to? Indifference is when a person or a thing doesn't influence any emotion, a person or a thing becomes insignificant. So when you have indifference and when you have darkness, which is of the unknown, that can sound a little bit chaotic. And I'm being sarcastic when I say a little bit, but it can bring chaos. Yet, this is where creation occurs. This is what our ancient Black mothers knew. This is what they knew how to harvest when they spoke because they were aware of their origin. Their origin was of the unknown and indifference. All right, let's keep going. So, but let me back up here because I don't want to miss anything here. When I talk about our ancient Black mothers, and I've talked about this before, and like I said, when I talk about our ancient Black mothers, the Mami Wata pantheon, the Sybil prophetesses, I'm going to be infusing just infusing bits and pieces here and there throughout my episodes until I figure out a way to just do an entire series on it, just specifically about that. So the pantheon was of water, okay? And we know that water is unpredictable. We know that water is indifferent. We know that water is chaotic. Yet there is a pureness and a power that is related to the water, that those qualities you carry in your veins. And it's not to be shunned. It's not to be afraid of. It's to be harnessed. Okay? So let's keep going. So again, modern teachings of affirmation and manifestation will tell you that chaos, indifference, and darkness, those teachings and messages will refer to that as, quote, low vibe or low frequency. And those messages will tell you that low vibe and low frequency will somehow block your manifestations. They will interfere with your affirmations. However, you as the original woman, that is the essence of who you are. Indifference, yes. The unknown, the darkness, which is creation power, that is where creation happens. The unpredictability of the water, we carry that in our blood. That is our essence. That is who we are. And I'm going to say this. When we talk about, let me go back to the modern teachings of I'm just going to go back to what I just said. I'm going to repeat what I just said. So the modern teachings of affirmations, okay, and manifestation tells you to keep, your frequency high. You can't have low vibe energy. They say that, anything chaotic and anything that's dark is low vibe and you won't be able to manifest and it'll block your affirmations, blah, blah, blah. There is an undertone there that I'm going to address. Darkness, the dark, what has that been associated with, even when we talk about religion? And by the way, love and light is religious infused, all right? That's a separate episode in itself. But the dark has always been associated with black, which has been associated with everything negative, everything bad, everything dirty, everything inhumane, everything evil. All of this goes together. Those terms were applied to diasporic ancient spiritual systems, i.e. black magic, okay, dark magic. These phrases have incited all of this fear of those practices. Unfortunately, making it very easy for Black women to disassociate from their own spiritual roots to adopt religious systems. These religious systems only sought out to siphon the energy of the Black woman, to siphon your energy, to hijack your identity as the original word. So here's what I want you to take away from this episode. I'm going to talk more about this. This may be a part 2 or just an entire series, okay? I want you to know that chaos and darkness, indifference and darkness is raw energy that you as a Black woman have a natural ability to alchemize, to see the positive changes, to see the positive manifestations in your life. That same raw energy adds fuel to your words so that you can speak your desire with no religious fear, so that you can speak your desire with complete confidence and spiritual authority, because it is inherently yours. So, to assist you with doing this, I want you to go to unleashedalchemy.com. I want you to download the 5-part mini-series. It's complimentary. It's a video mini-series that I called From Religion to Alchemy. All right. Look at it as a guide to help you embrace your spiritual sovereignty, okay, after religion. And part of that is recognizing who you are, not who you were told to be, not this idea of you, but truly who you are as the original woman. All right. Let me know what your takeaways are. Also, please leave me what your biggest challenge has been as you have navigated your life after religion. Let me know, and I will do my best to get to your comments if you have a question on perhaps how to handle something specifically with your life after religion, let me know in the comments. I'm thinking of holding some type of a very small group webinar, a one-time webinar, where I can go through those questions and answer them based on my experience. Okay? All right. Until next time, be sovereign.